In this video, we're going to be looking at the revision of our sequencing series for arithmetic or linear pattern. Okay, so they say number 4, the third term of an arithmetic sequence. Let's see. So the first term of an arithmetic sequence is -7. So the fourth term of an arithmetic sequence is -7. Okay, and then they say the seventh term, which means T7, is the same as 9. They say the seventh term is 9. Then they say determine the sum of 51 terms. So they want me to find S 51. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here I know these formulas. I know that Tn equals to A plus D n minus 1, which is the formula of the nth term of a linear pattern. I know that Sn is the same as n over 2a plus L, right? Where a is the first term, L is the last term, and then n is the number of terms. Or you can use this one. Sn is the same as n over 2a plus d n minus 1. Okay. So those are the 3 formulas that you are always going to be using for an arithmetic pattern. So when I check here, I'm given the t's. So it means I must use the Tn formula, right? I'm going to substitute. So I see that, okay. Let me just create the line here. I see that, okay, when the value is -7, I'm going to have -7 put on the Tn, and then we're going to have A plus D. And then our n, we can see that it's 4. See, the n was replaced by 4. So it's 4 minus 1, which is -7 equals to A plus D 3. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that therefore -7 minus 3D equals to A. Remember, this is 3D here. When you take it that side, it becomes a -3D. Okay. And we can call this the first equation. I'm going to solve this simultaneously because I have 2 unknowns and I have 2 equations here, this one and that one. So always, if you are given 2 values and their positions, you are always going to do simultaneous equations. Okay. So I'm going to repeat the same step for this one. I know that, okay, if the value is 9, I have A plus D. If the value is 9, my n is 7. It's going to be 7 minus 1. Remember, we are substituting in that formula. Then you're going to have 9 equals to A plus D 6. But we know this, ladies and gents. We know that A can be replaced by that guy. Why? Because A equals to that. So we're going to say, therefore, 9 equals to, wherever there's A, I'm replacing with this. So it's -7 minus 3D plus 6D. This times that gives you that. The A is this part, which is there. Awesome. And then now you can see that it's aligned. And then the good thing is now we no longer have A, so we can easily solve for D. So I have 9 plus 7 equals to, let's see here, is going to be 3D. Because this and that gives you 3. And then you're going to have 16 equals to 3D. Then you're going to have over 3 over 3. Therefore, D equals to 16 over 3. And never ever round off to 2 decimal places on number patterns. Actually, never round off on number patterns unless stated otherwise. We always need the exact values. We need the exact values. Awesome. Now that I have D, I can easily get what my A is by substituting there. Ne? So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to substitute let's do this, subs D the D value into 1. So I'm going to have A equals to minus 7 minus 3. My D is 16 over 3, which is, let's check here. This gives us negative 7 minus 16, which gives us, let's see, negative 16 minus 7. That gives us negative 23. Right. Perfect. And then now I can just verify quickly if this is correct. So I have Tn equals to A plus D n minus 1, right? Let's check what will be T7. T7, my A is negative 23 plus my D, we said, is 16 over 3. Remember, I'm just verifying my work, if it's correct or not. Remember, we all human beings, we can make mistakes. It's always good to just verify your work before you move on. And then n is 7, then minus 1. Let's punch that on a calculator. Which gives us 9. If you press that on a calculator with me, you should get 9. Now you know that you have solved your values properly. So we can go back and see what we have and what we still need. So let's see, my A is what? Is negative 23. Okay, let me just list them here. So therefore, my A is negative 23 and my D was 16 over 3, I think. Yes. My D is 16 over 3. And then they want S51. They want S51, which means my N is 51. Okay. Because they want the sum of the 51 terms. N is 51. Right. Now we can use this one because we have N, you have this, you have that, you have that. For you to use this one, you can find term 51. Can find term 51 by subbing in, by substituting 51 here, basically. Right. Can first substitute 51 here, and then it's going to give you the last term. Then you can use that other formula. But I'm not going to use it, so I'll just use this one. So we have therefore S51 equals to 51 over 2. Then you have 2, your A is minus 23. Remember, D is 16 over 3. Sorry about that. Plus 16 over 3. And then you have, guys, I don't like writing my fraction like this. I like it to be this straight. It must be straight like this. And then you have our N minus 1, which is 51 minus 1. Which becomes, let's see, that is going to become, let's all press that on a calculator. So we have 51 over 2 in bracket 2 negative 23 plus 16 over 3. And then you have 51 minus 1. That gives us 5, 6, 2, 7. Right. So actually, just for the sake of it, let's say you wanted to use this one. Let's get L first. So L, ladies and gents, we said it's basically our A plus D, which is 16 over 3 n minus 1. But our n is the last position, which is 51. Right, let's get what our L is. So you have minus 23 plus 16 over 3, 51 minus 1. That gives you 7, 3, 1 over 3. Now we can say, okay, therefore, S51 using this formula is going to be 51 over 2. Your A is the first term, which is negative 23. Your L is the last term, which is gotten by just substituting how many terms you are adding. If you are adding 51, it means the last, if you're adding 51 terms, it means the last position is on 51. So you need to find T51, which is your position, which is the value of the last term. So that is over 3. Now let's press that together on a calculator. 51 over 2 minus 23 plus 731 over 3, which gives me the same value as that one. Right. Perfect. Now let's check the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, number 5, they want us to determine the sum. So they need a SN basically. No? We don't know the value of that because they say determine the sum of the arithmetic series. And then they give me the series here basically. You can see that this is my first term, that is my last term, right? Perfect. So here we agree that, ladies and gents, I can just use this formula, this one, A plus L, right? But I firstly need to know the number of terms. The other formula will also work. And remember, they both work. It depends on your preference. So firstly, I'm going to find my n, number of terms, right? I'm sure, ladies and gents, you can see that the difference is 3 because you are adding 3 all the time. So your A is 4. Your D is 3 because you are adding 3 all the time. Your last term is 901. You don't know what n is, right? So obviously we can get n by the formula of the Tn. Remember the Tn formula is Tn equals to A plus Dn minus 1, which is 4 plus Dn minus 1. Then Tn equals to 4 plus 3n minus 3. You are foiling there. Tn equals to 3n. 4 minus 3 is 1. Right. And then now we can easily see that, okay, to get the how many terms are added, I must get the position of the last term. If the position of the last term is 20, it means I'm adding 20 terms. Do we get it? So I'm going to substitute that on the Tn equals to 3n plus 1. Then I see that this will minus that side. So it's going to be 901 minus 1, which is 900. Plus to 3n. Then I divide by 3 both sides. I can see that my n will be 300 because 900 divided by 3 is 300. So it means I'm doing the sum of 300 terms. So I'm going to say S300 is the same as 300 over 2. My first term is 4. Then my last term is 901. And then let's see what does that gives us. 300 over 2 in bracket 4 plus 901. That gives us 135750. You could have also used this one. It's also allowed, this formula. 2a plus d n minus 1. You have your difference, which is 3. You have your n, which is 300. You have your a, which is 4. You have your n, which is 300. Then you can get S300. Right. Awesome. So let's get into the last question. Let's get to the last question. Let me quickly raise here, ladies and gents. Let's get to the last question. Okay. So on the last question, they say the second term of an arithmetic sequence is -4. Okay. So T2, because they said the second term, it's -4. And then the sum of the first 6 terms of the series is 21. So they said the sum, so I cannot use the Tn. I'm going to say sum of 6 terms is 21. All right. Perfect. So now, ladies and gentlemen, in this case, I have 2 equations, right? One is the Tn. So here I know that this one, I can use this formula. Tn equals to A plus D n minus 1. And then this one, I know that I can use Sn equals to n over 2, 2a plus d, n minus 1. This is the basic one, right? For a linear pattern, the basic sum formula. The other one of a plus l, you use it only and only if you know the last term, like there on 5 or on sigma. On the sigma notation, you always know the last term, right? Otherwise, this one is the standard one that always works. So now they say I need to find the first term, which is a, and the common difference, which is d. So they're asking me to find this guy and that guy on that equation. Here they're asking me to find this guy and that guy. Right. So I already know that I'm going to do simultaneous. Always, if you have two equations and you're looking for two unknowns, is what? It's simultaneous. So let's start with the Tn formula. I know that the Tn is -4. So if I have -4, it's going to be a plus d. The value of n is 2 there, then -1. So -4 equals to a plus d. You can see that -4 minus d equals to a. Right, I just took the d that side. Ne? Then this, I'll call it equation 1. Now let's create the equation 2 here. I know that Sn is 21. Then we're adding 6 terms, so n is 6. So 2. I don't know a. I don't know what my d is, but I know that my n is 6 minus 1. Right. And then from here, I'm going to do this. Wherever I see a, I'm going to replace by that. So that a there will be replaced by this because a is also equals to that. So I'm going to say, okay, I have 21 equals to 3. This becomes 3. Then I have 2 minus 4 minus d, which is your a. And then I have, let's see, I have plus 5d. This a gives me 5d, right? Then I'm going to divide. Some people prefer to FOIL, but I'm going to divide here. 21 divided by 3 will give me 7. And then I'm left with FOILing there. So it's -8 minus 2d plus 5d. Then I'm going to take the 8 that side is going to be 7 plus 8, which is 15. Then this minus this plus that gives you 3d. Therefore, we can see that d equals to 5, right? And then you can now say, okay, if this 5, we therefore going to have a. Remember, we said this is a, right? There. So a equals to -4 minus 5, which is -9. Then we got the first term and the difference. Sharp. Then now we can answer the second term, the second question. I mean, the second question, they want T100. Okay. So we're going to use this formula. T100 is the same as, remember my A we said is what? Let's go check there. My A was -9, my D was 5. Okay. So it's going to be my A goes there, which is -9. Then D we said is +5. And then we have 100 minus 1. That gives us, let's see, -9 plus 5, and then 100 minus 1. That gives us 486. And that's it about this question, ladies and gentlemen. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to share with family and friends, and leave a comment and like the video so that it can be recommended to more people and assist and help more people. Thank you very much for your energy and time. Aluta continua. Tango.